Yes, be happy. Say hi, everybody. Ruthie Rocks here, Ruthie All Brand. And I'll put me down on my little stool and we'll get started today. Yes, life is moving on, isn't it? I have a dear friend and I sent him a message today. He, in response to something we were talking about. What I said is, learn how to be happy with what you have while you pursue what you want. And I think that's very important for everyone. And let me do a sound check quickly here. Yes, okay, cool. That's very important for everyone. Yeah, there we go. Okay, you can hear me. And happiness, it's not an accident. It's not something you wish for. Happiness is something you design. And I believe that with all my heart and soul. My dog's name is Be Happy, and it's a mindset. It's just, hi, good morning, Karen. Good morning. I may get back on schedule one of these days. This month is so busy. Well, we have 20 days of inventory, everybody. Just letting you know that. Yes, 20 days. I know we're going the wrong direction, but we did list 111 homes yesterday. And that gives us about 2,026 homes in the Las Vegas Valley, in the zip codes that are in Las Vegas. Not Pahrump, not Boulder City, not, not Mesquite. So those are out of the picture. So anyway, we have the investors continuing to buy homes. So of the dailies that we did yesterday, we sold 38 to investors. Good morning, Vicki Taylor. Good morning with Royal Realty. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. Good morning. So we still have homes under 430,000 and quite a sweet spot. And there are some other homes in the valley. I think in in Centennial Hills. I know Eric Hudson was talking about them on his YouTube channel, and under 350,000. So, and they're very nice homes, simple, nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes. So, there are homes here if people are looking for homes under 430,000. It's just that's the median. And so that means that most of the homes are in that price range that people are buying that they want. So keep that in mind. So we've sold, like I said, 38 to investors yesterday. We closed, and we want to keep that going. We've done 413, almost half of what we've done this year to investors. And investors are buying. Why? Because guess why? Because the return on investment is huge. Of 1,800 rentals, 1,000 are above $2,000. And when you buy a home here in the valley and you rent it out, and I know, like we bought an investment property in December, and we have to put some money into it, but we're not selling it tomorrow. We're going to rent it for cash flow. So the numbers work, and we shied away from investing for a long time, and now we're back into the game. So in real estate, if you're gonna, you need to build your book of business, your database, and you also need to buy some real estate. It's a great hedge against inflation. And I mean, if you can get 4 or 5% on your savings account, it's 0.06%. That's what's the latest. So, okay, so that's what's going on in real estate today. Let's segue over to what's going on in Las Vegas. And lots of things are going on in Las Vegas today. One of the things that we want to talk about is Elvis. Elvis is leaving the Strip. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen this particular performer, Travis Allen. He performs as Elvis Presley at the V Theater. This is where that was taken, in the Miracle Mile Shops at Planet Hollywood. But he's been on the Strip for quite some time. And this photo was actually taken back in 2014. However, Elvis is moving, and let's see where he's moving to. He has been consistently depicted on the Strip in a ticketed production show since at least 1978, Wow, wow, that was Elvis, right? He was always on the Strip, and he died in 1978. I can't believe that. Seems like yesterday. Anyway, now he's been in Legends in Concert, this particular gentleman, and he's really good. He's really good. But he is going to reopen at Alexis Park in about a week or so at the Pegasus showroom. And it'll be 6 p.m. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. on Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays. So you'll still be able to see him. He just will not be on the Strip. So I'm bringing that to you today. And let's see. Oh, this is another wonderful thing. Guess what's back? Chinese New Year. And this year is the Eye of the Tiger, which is one of my favorites because it to me it means focus. I know to the Chinese it means other things, but look how beautiful this is. Oh my goodness, it's just gorgeous. We're gonna have to go see it. It's just unbelievable. There's a nice little lady taking some pictures. And this is very interesting. This is very interesting. See those eyes? Wow, that is something. And then let's see if we have some information about that. Oh, we don't want that. And let's see where it is. Where is my commentary here? Yes, the Year of the Tiger. So the amount of flowers is unbelievable. And so the season's Eye of the Tiger displays plants and flowers, pools of water, and innovative lighting to share the culture and the stories of China and Asia. And the interviewee said, we did something a little different than before and basically divided the display into 4 stories. Conservatory designer Ed Libby said, this was my 6th or 7th year here, and I wanted to do a deeper dive into Asian culture. The South Bend features a depiction of the knick-knack peddler, a popular subject in the Chinese figure painting. And it's a story of a retired scholar who teaches children the value of money by letting them choose how they spend their allowance. I think that's really cool. And the tiger represents strength, passion, bravery, and ambition, which after the new year we're having could not have had better traits. So the tiger represents strength, passion, bravery, and ambition. To me, it represents focus, the eye of the tiger. And it takes strength, passion, bravery, and ambition sometimes to have focus, of course. And 8,000 flowers were used to create the peddler and the child, 8,000 pounds of bronze tiger, 5,700 plants throughout the exhibit, 370 one Qing coins on the gold money tree. Wow. 100 bonsai trees, 40 koi fish, 30-foot height of the tiger's tail, and the number of hanging jade medallions created the 3D printers, 4 of those, 4 ding vessels, 3 number of tigers in the display. Oh my goodness. I mean, if you can't do a video about this and show those pictures in your video, you need to do it. I mean, people all over the country would be interested in this if you did a live video or did a YouTube video, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever. It would make a tremendous video. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So what else is going on? Let's see. Let me get rid of that. I want to get rid of some of this stuff because it slows me down. Okay. Now where is my... Here. Man, I love this time of year with the football. The ticket prices for the Raiders and the Bengals playoff game is in record territory. Oh, my goodness. Now, John is from Kentucky, and it's Covington County, which is, if this is Covington County, this is Cincinnati. So what's in between? Just the riverbank. So across the bridge, you're in Cincinnati. So, of course, his son, John Jr., who is still in Covington County, is a Bengals fan, and I'm caught between, right? So anyway, I am really looking forward to the playoff game. I know I'm starry-eyed, and the Raiders are, I think, to win the Super Bowl, the odds are 40-1. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so the tickets in Cincinnati, the average price through Tuesday for the weekend at Paul Brown Stadium was $228, according to no-fee ticket reseller TickPick. And the cheapest ticket to get in the game is $240 now, 40% higher than it was Monday when it was $100. And as the game approaches, it will continue to rise. So the most expensive, and let me put this over here so we can all read it together. So the most expensive purchase for the game is 2 tickets in section 109, row 1 for $1,175 per ticket, $2,350 total. Competing ticket broker site StubHub lists its cheapest ticket to get in the game, $217, $218 when searching for a pair of tickets, with 2,056 tickets available as of Tuesday. Anyway, I find this interesting. Forgot. I was in a hurry this morning, forgot to do that. So here's some other playoff games. The Buccaneers and the Eagles, it's $231. The Cowboys and the 49ers. Now, I think, okay, everybody, I'm going to bet on the 49ers to win the Super Bowl. I know it's 25-1, but I just think they're on the top of their game. The average purchase price on that one is $343. The cheapest is $176. Kansas City Chiefs and Pittsburgh is $260. The cheapest is $153. The Los Angeles Rams, the Arizona Cardinals, average price is $199, and the cheapest ticket is $80. The Buffalo Bills and the Patriots, the average, yes, Vicky, go 49ers, is $183, and the cheapest ticket is $80. So I just thought that was some fun things for y'all to do videos about, which is what we're topic of social media and your marketing efforts are for this week. And you remember, they come for the plot, they stay for the characters. Now we're going to segue. We did our market watch. We did the little news that are going on in Vegas. And now we're going to go into some video tips and some social media marketing tips. So hang on. So they come for the plot, they stay for the characters. You need to just embed that in your brain because it's so important. And there's some really good people I'd like to showcase today. And I've talked about Glenda Baker. We watched her on video last week. This is her, and I talked about this maybe yesterday or what's today? Sometime, Monday, Tuesday. Today's Thursday already. Oh my goodness. Is it? No, today's Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Holy moly. Yes, because tomorrow we have a class. I don't know. I just forget sometimes. She is got the best, I think one of the best, Instagram. This is Linktree. So I'm trying to think, there's what they call these, because Beacons, I'm going to show you, there's another company called Beacons that does the same thing on Instagram. But you can use either one. This one is Linktree. And they just let you, what these apps do is they let you add, these little links here that go to places like follow me on TikTok, watch my exclusive Instagram series, her guide to video, excellence, experience, exchange, expand. That's a good one. She's on a panel and she's offering tickets for $100 off for that event. So she uses this as a great marketing. This is like her newspaper, what's going on, the headlines, let's say, for her. And Glenda has done a really good job. My other favorite one, so I can find her, is Erin Mills. Now, Erin, let's get rid of Glenda. Erin is local. Erin Mills is local. She's with eXp Realty. And she uses an app called Beacons. I'm pretty sure it's beacons.com. And so hers is a little different. And she said, let me get myself out of here if I can. And she says, now, you see how hard this is to read? We might tell her that, she might want to make a darker color because Glenda's was a little bit easier to read. But she's got, her current listings, search for your dream home, the daily something with Erin. See how hard that is to read. hopefully, I don't think she's listening today because she's on a panel with EXP over at Suncoast. But anyway, some of these things are hard to read. So that's two, when you compare the two, let's go back here for a second. Compare the two. Ruthie. Let me hide me for a second. Yeah, I think I like the dark background better than the lighter one. So anyway, I'm just giving my critique as we go here, because I've never really featured Erin on here, and so it's good to see that. And maybe some people may have the same issue. As we get older, right? You pick up something and you want to read it, and I'm like, oh, what are the ingredients in this? And it's like, oh my gosh. First of all, a lot of people do it in gray, and they do it so small you can't see it. So be aware that people need to see what you're doing. The other thing I want to bring your attention to for video content is the 10 best financial plays on the Strip this year. And I featured this on Saturdays, but I'm going to go quickly through it, just real quick, because I'm going to post this again on the group, so you can use these things. As long as you give everybody credit. I always make sure we have the photographer credited, and we credit the person who wrote the article. So as long as you do that, you're good. Because you don't want to get a fine, and they will fine you. I think the minimum fine is $795 if you don't give people credit. That's the minimum. So you need to always give people credit. So I think we talked a little bit about this in mid-year with Jimmy Dague. We said that the hedge funds were not buying up properties like Zillow was doing. They were buying casinos, and they were buying the casino structure and leasing it back to the casino company that runs the casino and becomes the tenant. So this was $5.65 billion purchase, and it was the Cosmopolitan bought, and I can't remember the fellow's name. They bought it back then for $4 billion, and there was a lot of people, and we had some people that were interested in buying it for $4 billion, and now they've sold it for $5.65 billion, made a little bit of money there. So that gives them operating capital. I think that's my main point, because everybody, the pandemic took a lot of revenue from the casinos, and this way they're getting that revenue back, and I'm sure they have to pay taxes on it, but there's some profit there. And that's going to help them survive and enhance their casinos to be modern, and because they're not all up to snuff, and so they're going to use that money to bring them current. So the Cosmopolitan was one, and then we have the Fontainebleau, and I think Frank commented the other day that it is actually, they suspended the construction, but I think they're going to start it again. And they've applied for. Let me go back here for a second. Frank told us that they went and got a casino license. So not only is it going to be, at first it was non-gaming, now it's going to have gaming. So I'm sure they have a lot of work to do on that structure. And then we sold a $25 million mansion. Anthony Shea, he's the founder of Loan Depot. So he bought in the foothills for $25 million, and it was the most expensive home purchase ever recorded in Southern Nevada. So that was not on the Strip, but it was remarkable because of the price. And then Blue Heron, the founder, Tyler Jones, he just confirmed that Shea leased it back to them, allowing the luxury builder to keep using it as a show home. So that's pretty cool. Monopoly play there. And the Sands sell-off, the casino Sands announced it was selling the Venetian, the Palazzo, and the former Expo and the Convention Center, now known as the Venetian Expo. And they did that for $6.25 billion. Quite a price, huh? We're talking billions all the time. And City Center, MGM announced a deal to sell 2 acres in City Center, the former site of the now dismantled Harmon Hotel, to Las Vegas developer Torino. And they did that for $80 million. Not bad. It's not a B. MGM growth buyout, of course, here we go again. MGM Properties did a $17 billion plus deal, and they sold it. And again, they are going to, well, Caesars spun it off to VICI, Vici Properties. Again, they're going to own the real estate, and casino's still going to operate. Then we've got the Mirage. And the Hard Rock announced in December that it's buying the Mirage's operations side. Not the real estate, but the operations side for $1 billion. Oh, my goodness. All these deals. I only have a couple more here. And the Palms is going to come back. And I'm glad it's going to reopen. It's gone back and forth and back and forth. Let's see. Yeah. Red Rock Resorts announced in May that it was selling the Palms for $650 million to the San Manuel Band of Mission Indians. So that's quite a sale. And then we have the CalNev, which, this is a mining firm in the heart of nature, and it purchased the bulk of CalNev Ari, a tiny town some 70 miles south of Las Vegas, for $8 million. And it's about 550 acres of vacant land. We'll see what happens with that. And then the last one is the Hockey House. And this is just, this is just really trivia. Golden Knights defenseman Alex sold his Summerlin mansion to Max. And so he paid $6 million. He sold it for $6.4 million. Not sure why he did that. Okay, let's talk about video. But those are some ideas. I'm just giving you all some ideas for videos and little snippets of things that you can roll out there, minute videos, so that you can roll out there and get some attention, get some hooks out there, like, this is the most expensive mansion sold in Vegas. Do you want to know what it is? And, and that's a hook. And then it just takes you, like, I went through it really fast because I want you to know that, that's what you have to do, is learn how to do sound bites. And I mean, I'm looking at that, and you'll learn how to do this, and I'm still learning myself, is to look at something and to kind of pick out the high points and then just report it. So you can show something like that on your video, and then you can talk about it. And I like showing this stuff because it gives you credibility, and people like visuals. So that's just me. I'm going to show you now. I'm going to put this back up again because we have a character, and her name is Glenda. And so Glenda has done some really cool videos. This one, oh my gosh. So Glenda, I'm going to give you some ideas here. So this is this is 41 seconds. And I think Glenda got, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of views on this. And then I'm going to show you another one also. So let's watch this one. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna solo her.
At a time, I sold a big ass house, and I made $137,000 in commission on that one house. And rather than taking that money and investing it in real estate, I went and bought a brand new Mercedes. I went on a shopping spree, and I pissed that money away. Instead of buying a townhouse on Lenox Road, it was right in the middle of foreclosure season. I could have bought that townhouse for $100,000. That townhouse today, that in 1995 was $100,000, is $1 million. That Mercedes is worth zero, and those clothes don't fit. This is a cautionary tale. So once upon Upon a time, I sold a big ass house and I made $137,000 in commission on that one house. And rather than taking that money and investing it in real estate, I went and bought a brand new Mercedes. I went on a shopping spree and I pissed that money away. Instead of buying a townhouse on Lenox Road, it was right in the middle of foreclosure season. I could have bought that townhouse for $100,000. That townhouse today, that in 1995 was $100,000, is $1 million. That Mercedes is worth zero, and those clothes don't fit. This is a cautionary tale. So once upon a time, I sold a.
Oops, let's stop her. So I was muted. What I was saying to you when I was muted is that she is using some great sound bites, and she hooks you in. Once upon a time, I sold a big ass house. Now, I don't talk like that. I'm not necessarily the person that uses slang, but it works for her. That Southern accent, and it does. You don't really hear maybe that she's slang, that it's slang, but it is. And then, she talks about the foreclosure. That's a sound bite. 195, and then today it's worth $1 million. So she picks out, and again, if you practice this, you can do it too. So that one is one of my favorite ones that she did. At least to show you an example. So she did another one that we're going to show you. This one is a little softer. This is more for and she does a variety of these, which is good. You don't want to be boring and do the same thing all the time with these short ones. So let me hide this one, and we'll do this one. I'm going to mute my.
Tell you that they can represent the seller and the buyer in the same transaction. And actually, here in Georgia, you can be a dual agent where you represent the seller and you represent the buyer. I'm just telling you right now, there's no way for one agent to get the seller the most money and the buyer the best deal. And there's never a problem till there's a problem. But let me assure you, if somewhere down the road, the seller thinks that he left money on the table, or the buyer feels like that they were bamboozled into paying too much, I promise you there will be a problem for you as a real estate agent. Do not kid yourself. When I am the only agent in the transaction, we make it very clear that I represent the sole interest of the seller. And we make you acknowledge that as the buyer, because in my head, there's no way to get the seller the most money and the buyer the best deal. That's just two different pages. A lot of tell you that they can.
So here again, I think that, again, the sound bites. Now, the first one, she was kind of just talking to everybody, and it was really good. It was like a human interest type. This one is more directed at people that might be thinking of selling, or people that are thinking of buying. And wow, I would want to use someone like this if I was a buyer, or I would want to use someone like this if I were a seller. And that's the message that she's trying to get across. So she's talking to, and here's one thing about Glenda. See her eyes? Glenda says that she never looks straight ahead at the camera. I don't either. But I don't know. I think sometimes I want to move her head a little bit. I'm usually looking at something because I believe in not just, having just me on the screen. I I create the graphics for the stats. I pull up the pictures and I have to cut them and paste them and create a JPEG or a PNG so that I can show them to you. And I cut I went on to Instagram and I cut out the marketing piece for them on their Instagram. I don't know what they call that. I've always called it Linktree. But anyway, so, but I like graphics. And again, she doesn't use graphics very much. However, she will video homes, and she'll just be showing you the termites that are eating at the foundation of the house, or she'll show you, what not to do, or this beautiful kitchen. So she's not always in her videos, but she does these little 30-second minute videos because she's become a star on TikTok. And then of course she's got, I don't know how many thousands of followers on Instagram. She has learned over time, and she has done hundreds of these. She will take a Sunday, and you'll notice sometimes if you go on her TikTok page and you just scroll down, she's got the same clothes on a lot of times because she's batching them on the same day, and she's not changing her clothes, which is fine. But she'll get a set of topics, and she'll just sit there, get ready, and shoot these 30-second minute videos, and then she has a videographer that will go in and sometimes touch them up a little bit. Like sometimes I can tell that they cut something out. One of the things that Glenda will tell you is that she uses the word so a lot. Just like some of us, I still use too much. I like to think before I speak. My husband, John, man, he flows it out. He doesn't have to think about things. He just comes right out of his brain. I'm a little bit more analytical, not as spontaneous as he is. I think that I've followed Glenda. I've learned a lot about her, and it took her a long time to get this good. Took her a long time to get this good, but she's this good now. And she still slips up, and her editor will go in there and cut the little so's out or ums out or things like that. And I think she says at one time she did a short video, and Denver Bailey is the name of her videographer. He says, oh my gosh, I took 50 so's out of that video, and it wasn't that long. Don't be afraid. Just begin. And then once you start watching what you're doing and you see that you are saying too much or so too much or but too much or whatever you're saying, it takes practice. And eventually, once you practice, practice. Uncomfortable becomes comfortable with practice and action. And it's not about what we talked about this the other day. I mean, this is it. Perfection is the illusion designed to keep you from your destiny. You can't be perfect. You've got to just do it. Just do it. Just like Rosie Harsh said to me today, she says, I create a text or something and then I want to analyze it and see if my grammar's right. And she says, now I just hit send with my emails and my texts and my messages. And I'm like, yes, just do it. The illusion designed to keep you from your destiny is perfection. And we all have that issue, I will guarantee you. I will guarantee you. Let's listen to her one more time and see if you can't. And again, I don't know how many times I listen to her things because I want to be as good as she is. I want to be able to do 30-second things. I want to get my YouTube channel more subscribers. I want to maybe start. I started TikTok back when it began, but then, there was only so much time in a day. Go deep, not wide. So I followed my own advice. I do my show, but I think that like this year, my goal is to segment it into the market watch, the news, and then some tips for agents. I'm trying to segment things. And one of the reasons why I'm doing that, everybody, is then I can take I have some videographers and they can take that first part and make it into a separate video. So my one video becomes 3 videos. And then as time goes on, I may be able to do a 30-second clip about something I'm going to talk about for the day. It's a process, but you have to do it. Okay, let's listen to her one more time. I need to mute myself, and I'll remember to unmute myself.
The seller and the buyer in the same transaction. And actually, here in Georgia, you can be a dual agent where you represent the seller and you represent the buyer. I'm just telling you right now, there's no way for one agent to get the seller the most money and the buyer the best deal. And there's never a problem till there's a problem. But let me assure you, if somewhere down the road, the seller thinks that he left money on the table, or the buyer feels like that they were bamboozled into paying too much, I promise you there will be a problem for you as a real estate agent. Do not kid yourself. When I am the only agent in the transaction, we make it very clear that I represent the sole interest of the seller. And we make you acknowledge that as the buyer, because in my head, there's no way to get the seller the most money and the buyer the best deal. That's just 2 different pages. A lot of
So did you catch the things that are sound bites? The word bamboozled, different pages. She has a great way of analyzing what she wants to say and then put it into succinct sentences that make sense. That perhaps other people aren't saying it the same way she is. They might be saying it too technical, too litigiously, and she has a way of saying it so that everybody can understand it. Her delivery is, it's good. It's good. Her delivery is good. The best part of what she does is the sound bites and how she takes her subject and squeezes it into a minute. I've never heard dual agency explained so well, quite frankly, and to where the consumer can understand it. And the seller wants to use her because of how she feels about this, and the buyer wants to use her because of how she feels about this. So she's addressing two groups. One of the other things that her coach, Jason, he says, you should always start with, hey, if you're in Georgia, you can be a dual agent. Do you know what that is? Now, she doesn't do that, but she has her own style. Jason will tell you that you want to pull in people that live in your area or that live in California that want to move here. Like when we do our ads for Facebook, we say, hey, Californians. Well, we know that we're addressing the Californians because we're targeting California. So you can target now on YouTube without the same constraints that you have on Facebook, because Facebook, we have to follow the fair housing because Zuckerberg was in front of Congress and they said, look, you are not being fair to all parties. And Facebook is a little more difficult in that manner, but you can reach the people, and Facebook is making it easier and easier because they're giving us now interests that people have. Like, are you interested in being a first-time home buyer? Well, we know that if you're probably a first-time home buyer, you're probably a certain income bracket. And are you interested in buying $1 million home? You can say things like that, and you can target people that are interested in that. But you can't define that as an audience. Anyway, it gets complicated. Their algorithms are so good. If you get these Facebook leads and you call them, you have to watch your phone and or your computer. If you're sitting at your computer, when you get the lead, you've got to call them right away. That's across the board for years has been that way. Okay. Well, we covered a lot today, and I went over time. I'm sorry, but I hope you really loved it. I will see you tomorrow with more market stats, with more Las Vegas news, and with more tips on social media and video. So y'all have a great day.